Okay, so here on my website for our workshop, you'll see some individual pictures that I took. I was in Chicago and I zoomed in on the top of this very tall building, took a picture, and then you'll notice my second image here includes some of that image up above. And as I go down and as I angle down, I made sure that I overlapped each one of these images contains a portion of the image above it, about 1/3 of that portion. So I have this tall building now imaged in these sequences. So now I'm going to hop over to Microsoft Ice and bring up that software. And what I did is I drug each of these pictures in, just drag them and drop them into Microsoft. In here, random order, doesn't matter. And now I'm going to tell ICE to stitch them together. So I'll click on stitch and wait for a few seconds here. Now, if you've got hundreds of images, which in a really zoomed in, detailed panorama, gigapan, this could take an hour. I mean, it just depends on how many you've got and what your processor is. But just go get a copy for it to finish. And what the programmers have done is to built into the codes of each of the images to see where there are pixel similarities. And then it splices them together in one image, trying to get rid of any extra overlap that isn't needed. So there's the building. Now I need to crop it. You can see I've got a lot of extra stuff here. So I'm going to go to crop, and that's our next step. You click there, and it will go out and try to crop the image for you and give you an opportunity as well to move the cropping lines to get in closer to the image. So if I wanted to move this over, just move my left mouse over and drag it over this way. And if I wanted to get rid of a little bit of extra up there, and then bring it in a little bit from here. And I notice, I didn't get all the sky, but I can fix that in Photoshop or not bother about it. The main thing that when you do your pictures, make sure as best you can that you're getting an equal amount of space on either side of the image. Like in this one, at the top, I was over to the right further, and the building is also angled, so I could have incorporated another column of images to get rid of that problem and then crop it out. But okay, I like it, so I'm going to go to export. And once I do that, it's going to give me an option over here to save it what format I want. I could go to a TIFF image instead of JPEG, which will have more detail. So I'm going to go and I can include an alpha channel. I don't usually do that. But you can see up here the width, the size. It's going to be about 68 megapixels. And so I'll say go ahead and export that to the disk. And it will go out and create that image for me. Gives me a chance to name it. And I'll store it in the same folder where I have these pictures from my Chicago exposition, and I'll call it building. So that's basically how you use the stitching program. It's pretty simple. As long as you got that 1/3 overlap between each of the images, you're going to get a